Good morning, boys and girls. I am sorry that I am not able to be with you today, but through the wonderful world of YouTube, I can join you and teach you through the internet. Today we're going to be doing Truffula trees here, near, and far, so that we're working on perspective, the principle of perspective, which means that you should be able to tell what is in the front of your picture, what's the closest, what's in the middle ground, and what is in the background, the farthest away. So we are using Dr. Seuss's The Lorax to do this by drawing his Truffula trees. And his birthday's coming up, so that's why we're tying in with his wonderful illustrations. So what we're going to do first is we are going to build our grounds. So we're going to do 3 hills. So we're only going to need to do 1 curve line, a 2nd curve line going the other way, and then a 3rd curve line going to the side. So your curve line should go like that. So if the substitute can just pause real quick and you can walk around, make sure that everybody has curved lines. Some similar to this. They don't all have to look exact, but something similar to this. You can tell that this one is the closest up, and then this one's in the middle ground or the middle of the picture, and this is in the background. All right. The next step is that we are going to draw some Truffula trees. And the first ones that we're going to draw them nice and close up. And so we're going to do, if you look at some pictures, and I will put a slideshow with the pictures, but you can make your Truffula trees. They're not totally normal looking trees. They kind of have wobbly tree trunks, and they've got really, really fluffy tree tops. So we're just going to do little curve lines that kind of go to a point, and they just kind of go all the way around. And if you have trouble doing this, you can make them a little bit more wavy. But that's just kind of the idea. You're just kind of, and you can make them a little bit more fluffy. And if you want to make them fluffier, I sometimes like to draw a circle, like very lightly, so that you can erase it. And then just, it's almost like a flower. So there's 2 different ways. They kind of go in they go kind of like clockwise or counterclockwise. And then we can erase all of our little extra lines. And since that's in front of the tree, not the front of the tree, in front of the hill, that hill line, I'm erasing that as well. Okay, I'm just going to make it a little bit darker so you can kind of see. And if you want to, you can even kind of curve your paper as you're going around to make it look a little bit more fluffy and kind of going around in a circle. I'm going to erase the lines up here. And this one's even closer up because it's even bigger. So it's almost like we're looking on the field where all these Truffula trees are. And this tree trunk's going to be a little bit bigger because it's even closer up. Okay. So I want you to do at least 2 close-up Truffula trees. And then in the next one, this next middle ground, we're going to do a couple medium size Truffula trees. So again, I like the idea of just doing a little circle and then kind of going to the side, and you can flip it around. For some of you, this is going to be really easy to do. Other ones, it's going to be a little bit tricky, and it's okay if it looks like just like a normal tree also, because when we go and when we paint it next week, you can paint it lots of fancy colors and really show the imaginary trees that they are with the paints as well. So don't worry if they don't look exactly like mine. Okay. do another one over here, and this one is going to be a little bit behind. It's almost the same size, but it's going to be behind there. It's a little bit smaller. Okay, so we've got 2 big, 2 medium. Maybe we can do 3 small ones off in the distance. They almost look like palm trees, like fluffy palm trees, don't they? And you see how I'm always erasing the lines because these are in front of those lines that we drew first. Maybe I'll do one back here. Okay. Do one maybe a little bit bigger back here. But the idea is hopefully you can tell which ones are the closest up because they're the biggest. And then the medium ones are kind of in the middle ground. And then the smaller ones you can tell are a little bit further in the distance. And then after you're finished with that, you are going to be going over everything with a black crayon, because we are going to do watercolor for these because it really gives it a really pretty bright color, and with the watercolor resist you'll be able to see a lot more detail with in your final product. So we're going to go like that. And then what we want to do is you are going to add some more colors. After doing that, we're going to add some colors and we're going to add some detail to our trees and our grass. And you can just leave this playing and the substitute can just kind of walk around and see how we're doing, help out whenever you need the best you can. But remember, it's okay if all of your trees don't look exactly like Dr. Seuss. I'm sure he spent many, many years, and mine don't even look exactly like his. But I've tried and I've practiced, and that's how we get better. After you finish outlining everything with the black crayon, you're going to go back in and you're going to pick some other colors to kind of just add details to the different truffula trees and also to the ground. If you want to make, I'm just going to try to erase some of these lines. I like using like brighter colors and just maybe I'm just going to do lots of lines around and around. And remember, the harder you push, the more likely when you paint with watercolor, that paint will roll right off of the crayon lines. So I did that with my purple. I'm going to do a pink tree. So make sure you're pushing nice and hard. You don't have to just do little lines if you don't want. I think this makes it look kind of like the truffula trees, but if you wanted to add in even more detail, like you could put flowers in the tree, you could do that too. Because we are basing this off of Dr. Seuss's truffula trees, but that's the inspiration. So if you want to go and be a little bit more creative and add something else, that's fine too. Just make sure that it's school appropriate. Maybe I'm going to do some polka dots in this tree. Okay. And then you can do different things, like we can do complementary colors. So purple's complementary colors, yellow, and I'm just going to do some zigzag lines on the tree trunk. And pink would be light blue, right? I don't have a light blue with me, so I'm just going to do pink and purple. But you could do, if you wanted to stick with complementary colors, that would be cool. But I don't have any blue crayons with me right now. Let's see. Do orange with this purpley color, and then maybe I'll do maybe pink up here. Again, you do not have to do the colors that I'm doing. You don't have to do the patterns that I'm doing, but I would love to see lots of creativity from you. Now, if you look at some of the examples from the Lorax, and your substitute can maybe go through some pictures in the book to kind of give you some ideas to finish up your details. The Lorax is in there, and I'm going to see if I can remember. I don't have a picture. I'm just working off of memory, so this might not be exact, but if you do like kind of like a little oval nose and two little oval eyes going up and down, and he kind of has those sad looking eyes, and then he has the big mustache, and then I think he's got, I can't remember what his hair looks like. I'm gonna have to come back and see, but I know he's got like kind of like a belly, and it's like arms and paws. He could be standing in the front. If you want to draw a Lorax, you don't have to. And then this, I would draw him on like a cut tree, right? And he's orange, so I would put him in orange. I think he's got a yellow beard or mustache. I could be totally wrong, and if I'm wrong, that's okay. You've got the book right there, and you can kind of tell. I know my students last year liked drawing him, so if you need to change the colors, but that is a basic idea of what he looks like, I think. And maybe I'll do black for the kind of the tree rings. It's a cut down tree. Then you can kind of do, if you want to do some just grass, little curved lines to make it look like grass. I like to do like 3 little ones in a row. And then next week, we'll do 3 different shades of green. We'll do a dark green, will be in the front, and then a medium green will be in the middle, and a light green will be in the background for the lines. Maybe I'll just do stripes on this one. So we want to add detail in the trees with color, and we're adding detail in the grass with color. Maybe I will do wavy lines in the back here. And again, this is your artistic creativity. You don't have to copy everything that I'm doing. You can come up with some different ideas. I can't wait to see what everybody is coming up with. Maybe I'm going to give him a little bit more fur because he's furry. Okay. Then I wish I had blue. Let's see if I have blue in here. I don't think there's any crayons in here. Nope. I'm going to do some purple clouds then, I guess. And I'm going to paint my sky blue, but then it'll have some purple looking skies or purple clouds. And if you wanted to do a nice big sun in the corner, you can. Maybe I'll do a spiral sun up in the corner. And And then I just need to finish. Maybe I'll just do little polka dots in the background. Little stripes. Okay. I know that you won't be able to see the lines as much on the background, but that's all right. All right, I think we're pretty much done there. So next week we will come back and we will paint. We'll probably do like all our Truffula trees first, and then we'll do our background, maybe our sky, and then our grass, and any other details that we might want to add later on. All right, so at this point, my video is complete. And if you are still working, keep on working. Make sure that everything is nice and filled in. You've given lots of detail, lots of texture, and you were able to see the big Truffula trees, and then the medium ones, and then the smaller ones in the background. Okay? And if there is any time, your substitute, like I said, can go through some of the pages of the Lorax so that you can get some other ideas. I know that there are some bears in the story and some fish and some birds. If you wanted to add them in, that's fine too. But here's my little example, and hopefully I will be able to come back and be able to see all of your wonderful creations as well. Have a good rest of the day.